I think the question was, what was my main factor in coming to the Falcons? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, yeah. I was really excited to come into this culture. I really liked, the whole package they brought here. I know obviously contract had something to do with it, but really it was the whole package of having such a good offense around to be really successful, and I'm excited to be in a new city and have a new start.
Associated Press.
Yeah, hey Alex, it's George Henry. I imagine in the past, Matt Ryan has called guys and spoken to them when they signed new teammates. Have you spoken with them yet?
What was the question?
Have you spoken to Matt Ryan yet?
Oh yes, he reached out after it was announced, and he was like really excited. Said like, "Welcome here, excited to have you around." I reciprocated that. I was really happy to be here. Ready to get to work and make some really good things happen on the field.
ESPN.com.
Yeah, Alex, Vaughn McClure. I was curious to know, who would you say has been the toughest defensive lineman that you've faced in the NFL so far, and what do you think of the competition you'll face on the lines in the NFC South?
There's a lot of really good linemen. Hard to even pick, a couple. I know last year playing, we had Aaron Donald is a really talented rusher, very quick, did some really explosive things for the Rams. And then Michael Bennett in Seattle also had a lot of talent. I have to say, I'm not that familiar with the NFC South. So I definitely need to, do some studying up. I've played some of these teams, but it's definitely going to be a bit of a learning curve, and I'll have to spend some extra time in the film room to really get prepared.
AtlantaFalcons.com.
Hey Alex, this is Kelsey. I don't know if this question's already been asked, but what are you most excited about in coming to Atlanta and playing in Kyle Shanahan's offensive scheme?
It's a system I'm comfortable with. I was with him 2 years ago in Cleveland, and I really liked, how the system worked, that we had a good thing going. It made me very comfortable knowing that it was, an offensive system that I knew and I could, perform well in. I'm excited to go out there with my new teammates and make some really good things happen on the field.
AJC?
Yeah, Alex, have you followed whether they're going to allow some of these rule changes with the cut blocking, and how does that affect you all in the outside zone blocking scheme?
I don't really know what those changes are going to be yet. I think cutting is still going to be allowed. It's just whether or not if you can have an adjacent lineman chopped down. It'll be a challenge, and it'll be part of the game, and we'll have to learn and adjust. I think there's a way to do it safely, and I'm sure we can do that.
Associated Press. George, do you have a follow-up? Okay. Vaughn, you got anything left?
Hey, Alex, I don't know how many different combinations you had in Cleveland when you were there and stuff. Can you just talk about the adjustment to getting used to, running a scheme like this with new players next to you? And I don't know if you even looked at some of the guys that you might be playing with, in this scheme.
I know O-line is a very tight-knit group that has to work together very well. It's going to be hard for me to leave my teammates up in Cleveland. It was a tough decision. I love those guys I played with, and to this day, I will always love them. But I'm confident that, over the off season and into the season and all training camp, you get a lot of reps, and injuries happen, and you have to be used to guys filling in there. So playing with other people is nothing new. It's just going to have to be a bit of adjustment to kind of, as a unit, grow, build, and become one of the best O-lines in the league. The scheme is pretty comfortable with,